Moving ahead, you will see pinnacles. You will see what? Pinnacles. And I hope you remember, we are actually focusing about the erosional landforms, that as a result of erosion, what modification will be done in the limestone topography. So we are actually looking that where we could have a steeper slopes, where we could have a depressions, where we could have a vertical dikes, as we discussed about as we discussed in volcanism. So when we have a same kind of vertical dikes here in the limestone topographical feature, they will be called as what? Pinnacles. So here we have what? Pinnacles. They are the vertical rocks, blades, those who are frittered by the dissolution of water. Here you can see, suppose we have a action of water. So this is what this used to be, a limestone block like this, okay? And there is an action of what? Water here. So whenever there is an action of water, here we have a limestone. As a result of this, first of all, we will have a two simultaneous process. First of all, there will be a weathering for sure, okay, the in situ process. And the second thing which I can say, as a result of this, there will be an erosional action and there will be a depositional action. So these two processes are going on simultaneously. First thing. Second thing is, there we will have a this horizontal as well as this vertical flow of water, or vertical or horizontal action of water. Now, as a result of this differentiable action of water, what will happen? First of all, you will see that there will be a modification at the surface, and yes, you will see modification which will going to take place at the bottom. So first of all, what will happen whenever we will have this particular, running water, or let's say the water which is there, so there will be a formation of shallow hole. There might be a formation of, we can say, in this way, uvalas, I mean doline. Then we can have a formation of uvalas. Ultimately, we could have a formation of poljes. You can see formation of poljes like this. This is the uvalas, the further depression which is actually widening because of the action of water. Then we may have, if there is a, we have a some sort of, you can say here, you can see here, that as a result of action of continuous water, we can say here we will have a formation of this karst window. I mean, if you are here, you can look out through it, okay? You can look out through it. That's why it is like a window. The name is given accordingly. Okay, then we have a pinnacles. So these pinnacles are also being known as what? Lapies. These pinnacles are also being known as what? Lapies. So these lapies are what? Like whenever we have these action of erosion, as a result of this, you will see that we have these vertical dikes which will be appeared like this. Okay, you see the vertical dike kind of shape, vertical rocks you will see. So these vertical rocks will be given a name, that is the pinnacles and lapies, you can say. Okay, so this is how you will see that we will have a karst topographical feature which will be appeared on the surface itself in this way. Clear? So as a result of this erosion action of water, the surface topographical feature will be changed. As a result of the vertical portion of water, there will be a mostly deposition, you can say. There will be mostly deposition, you can say. So here at the surface end, here at the surface level, you can say, here at the surface level, you will see that there will be have erosion mostly. However, if there is a gentle slope, then yes, we will have what? Deposition. Majoritarily, if you see, if there is a slope like this, if there is a slope, yes, we will have what? Erosion. If there is a slope, we will have what? Erosion. And yes, similarly, we will have what? Deposition parallel to this. Here in this diagram, you can see the same. That we have a erosion, we will have a erosion, and we will have a deposition when the slope is getting gentler. All right, moving ahead. Then we have this karst cave or cave. Now, how this cave will be formed, cave or karst cave, you can say. So whenever we have these natural hollows which are being formed, so there used to be a limestone, entire limestone was there. Because of the action of water, what happened, that the the limestone which was there, it was washed away with the water. So it was washed away with the water, and when we have this large hollow which are formed in the underground, when we have a large hollows which are formed underground, they will be called as cave. Do not confuse between cave and karst window. The karst window is something through which you can peep out, you can look out. Here the cave is the somewhat different with respect to the karst. They are actually the hollows which are there in the which are there in the which are there in the particular limestone. Here, if we may have some sort of, let's say, depression, if you have some sort of erosion and weathering, then you can say that it is like a window, it is like a karst window. But here, it is not like a karst window. You cannot look out from these limestone rocks. Here, you can look out from these limestone rocks towards the water, towards the air. I mean, you can feel the atmosphere from here, so you are looking something other. So that's why the window is there. And when we have a hollows which are formed, if you have a hollows which are formed as a result of erosional action, as a result of vertical action of water, you will be see that you will see that there will be a formation of what, these hollows. And this is not me, okay. uh, all right. So when we have these underground hollows as a result of, the dissolution of limestone or these water soluble rocks, as I told you, there will be a chemical action, there will be a chemical weathering, and there will be acidic water. As a result of that, these rocks, the rocks which used to be here, these, suppose this portion is not there, we have a limestone rocks here. So the rocks which have positioned here, through those joints, through those particular fractures, the water will be able to pass, and when it will be able to pass, it will wash up the rocks, and that's how the hollow has been created. Okay. Now, like, this may resulted into the, widened passage in the limestone topographical features in the dolomite or gypsum rock deposits, if they are there. And yes, there might be a tunnels as well, and they could be, remain for the thousands of years. However, the topographical changes, the topographical modifications would always be there. Clear? So here you can see again, for example, we have a one like a sinkhole. If it will widen, doline. If it will further widen, it will be sinkhole. If it will be further widen, it will be like ovalas. Yes, we have a polje, for example. Okay. If we have a depression from this side, we will have a karst window. If we have a continuous vertical erosion as a result of this, there will be a formation of what? Karst cave. So we are actually focusing that how the surfaces look like. I mean, how the topographies look like. So according to the topographical feature, we used to give name. Associated processes are also there. Then we have a depositional landform, that as a result of action of these groundwater, as a result of action of water itself, what topographical features would be there, especially in the underground, we can say, or let's say by the action of groundwater. So deposition action. Here, I hope there is a clarity. When it comes to the gentler slope, suppose there are no more water soluble rocks beneath this particular layer. Suppose this is a layer of limestone, but the layer which is beneath the limestone, that could be igneous, that could be sedimentary. So sedimentary rocks, igneous rocks, they are less prone to erosion and weathering as compared to the limestone. So suppose if we have these kind of slopes, so what will happen? The slope will become gentle, and yes, there will be a what, deposition. There will be what, deposition, and we will going to give name to these depositional features. So with respect to the stalactite, 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 C stand for ceiling. C stand for what? Ceiling. So when you see, as a result of the depositional action of water, when you see these some sort of, these round shape of these round shape these round shape pinnacles like shape, these round shape which are actually hanging from the ceiling itself, pointing towards the ground, they will be called as what? Stalactite. They will be formed whenever there is a dripping of mineral rich water, whenever there is a deposition of calcium. So as a result of deposition of calcium, there will be a formation of what? Stalactite. And yes, there will be a,